What's going on, boys and girls from across the world? This is your man, mikeY coming at you with another fantastic flow. And this one is for all my soon to be mamas. First, want to say congratulations. That's awesome. Wherever you're at, first, second, or third trimester, it's so fantastic that you're carrying this little miracle inside of you. The unique individual traits of yourself and your partner is just creating this little remixed version of both of you. And it's going to be so awesome. So I hope you have an Avicii like Diplo, dope top Billboard remix, and your pregnancy is going really smooth so far. I can't say I know, but I can definitely understand that there's so many challenges that come with it, and I hope that this flow can ease up some of those challenges, including a little back pain, some sickness, and just nausea that you might be feeling. The biggest thing that you have to remember when it comes to your yoga practice is first make sure your doctor says it's okay, all right? Anyone who's helping you through this pregnancy in a professional setting, professional health setting, make sure that they say, yeah, it's okay to do XYZ because every pregnancy is different, just like every person is different too, all right? So, if that all being said, biggest rules are to avoid all types of compression. That means we don't want to bend down too much. We don't want to compress the belly too much for very obvious reasons. The other thing too is we don't want to back bend too much because that's not going to help for our little one. For our little one's growth development, and we want to avoid too much twisting because that can just lead to some health complications. So, no twisting, no big back bends, no big forward bends. Okay, those are big three rules I want you to remember. Last thing I'm going to say, as you can see, we have props here. You're going to need some things: a bolster or a big body pillow, a couple of yoga blocks, or a footstool is also sufficient, and a yoga strap, dog leash, just in case you need an extra hand when it comes time for grabbing the toes and things like that. This little pillow here is called my empathy pillow, and I hope the internet isn't mean to me, and I don't want them to think I'm being insensitive by doing this. But as a man, I am never ever going to know I should say, as a biologically born male, I am never going to know what it's like to be pregnant. I'm never going to know what it's like to give birth. The most I can do is understand my clients, empathize, and try to put myself in their positions really as much as possible. So empathy to the max. So this little pillow I'm just placing under my shirt just so I know what I'm talking about when I'm saying avoiding those compressing situations. Because again, every belly is going to be different, every body is going to be different. But this is just me showing that I really want to get a better understanding. So, all my soon to be mamas, thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Without further ado, let's go into a tabletop position, hands and knees. And if you're in the first trimester, you could do your cat cows as you normally would. But if you're second or third, I want you to modify it by just focusing on the shoulders. So really kind of just rounding towards the neck and the upper thoracic spine. And then looking up, more of a neck cat cow, if you will. Let's do a couple more of these. And then we're going to come to a flat back neutral spine. Right hand extends forward as the left leg kicks back. You can obviously just hold this position, or if you're early in your pregnancy, you can go elbow, not to the knee, but elbow to the shoulder, knee to the hip. So it's a very modified elbow to knee, right? You could do that for 3, 2, and then we're all going to lower our limbs down, stretch into the other side. So hold it still for a second before you make any sudden movements. And then if you're ready, you could go elbow to shoulder, knee to thigh. I'm sorry, knee to hip. 3, 2. Awesome. Go ahead, lower it back down. Let's switch back to the original limbs. So right arm stretches forward, left leg's going to kick back. We're going to keep these limbs extended and long. And then we're going to gently tap them to the floor and up, down and up. So give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Fantastic. Switching over to the other side. Stretch it out first and then do a little tap. So if you're feeling a little tension in the low back here, those are your low back muscles. You're actually it's the muscles around your spine to help keep your column nice and strong. That's what we're strengthening here because we need that. Go ahead, lower down. And whenever I say we, I mean all the mothers out there. Like I said, I'm not going to really ever understand, but I just want to But that's a soldier. Anyway, turn the hands backwards, one at a time. Easy. Good, and then switch. Fantastic. Then we're going to slide into a puppy pose. So keep your hips over the knees, extend the arms forward, and just lower the forehead down. And if it feels good, you could take one of your blocks and sit your head on top of that. Feeling a good upper back stretch, just gently melting the arms to the floor. And again, obviously we're doing this versus a child's pose because we're avoiding that compression. Let's hold this for 4, 3, 2. Awesome. Coming back into tabletop, I want you to grab both of your blocks. If you don't have both of your blocks, that's more than okay. I'll show you another modification. But you're going to tuck the toes into your first downward dog. And obviously compared to, other down dogs where the hands are closer to the feet, I want us to keep a big separation here. So let's say you don't have the blocks, you're using a footstool instead. You're just going to keep a big separation between those hands and those legs, all right? So again, we want to avoid that compression. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. 3, 2. Fantastic. Walking ourselves forward, we're only going to walk about halfway up, and then I would like us to actually stand those blocks up so that we're now in a modified forward bend. So still imagine that there's a railing right at your belt line. You're leaning over that railing, and little by little, you're bending the elbows just to pull right behind the knees, but we don't want to pull our bellies to our thighs. That's not going to do anyone any favors. Take one more deep breath. Shake the head up and down, say yes, and then left to right, say no. Good. Now to scroll up here, we're going to bend the knees first, and then we're going to gently roll it up. Awesome. And just standing at attention. Tadasana, mountain pose. Standing in anatomical position, palms are facing forward. I want you to just take about 5 deep breaths here, all right? Good. Arms raise up through the front. Gentle cactus. Good. So notice that there's a lack of back bend here. We're just squeezing the shoulder blades in. We're going to reach up to the ceiling. And then exhale, circle the hands to the low back, gently pushing the hips forward. And then hinging from the hips down back onto our blocks. So we could still do a halfway up. Fingertips rise up halfway. And then exhale, fold. One more time. And fold. Beautiful. This time we're going to do a vinyasa. But before we actually go down, I want to show you the modification, okay? So in order to avoid smushing our little one, we're going to take that bolster or that body pillow. And let's say we just stepped back. And we're going to try to land right over the thighs as we go down. So as we go down, see, notice there's no pressing into the belly. And we could do a little bit of a back bend or a cobra. I would actually prefer it if you did your cobra with the elbows bent because, again, we don't want to do a deep, deep back bend. But from here, push back to downward dog. So you can leave the bolster where it is, but just be mindful if it does get in the way. I actually think it's better if it's just off to the side, personally. But here from downward dog, we're going to step forward towards our hands, again using those blocks. Find yourself halfway up and down. Bend the knees, reach high through the front. Cactus. High up again and all the way down. Halfway and down. Halfway and vinyasa. So if you can already visualize the bolster there, you don't need to keep grabbing it back and forth. You just want to, again, make sure you're not going all the way down. Slight little back bend and back to downward dog. Fantastic. Okay, now we're looking up to the hands. We're going to walk a bit forward, getting into that forward bend one more time. I know. It's the extra challenge with all those props. Halfway up and down. Bend the knees, root to rise. Cactus arms. Good. Reach up again, and then a modified chair pose. We're going to sit down low, and I want you to spread the legs just as wide as your mat. Maybe a little bit more in, but we want to go wider here. Now, I forgot to mention this at the beginning of class, but if you have an empty wall, that is fantastic. I would actually like you to use it, especially if you're in the third trimester and it's just been a struggle. This squat is really killing your legs right now. Hold it for 3, 2, and we're standing tall. Beautiful work, mamas. Okay, give it a little shake out. Left knee is going to come up. We're going to grab it out to the side and then place it up for a tree pose. Okay, so for obvious reasons, we're going outwards. You can put the hands on the hips, maybe up in the air, but I want you to take 3 deep breaths and just try to connect with the miracle inside of you right now. Beautiful. Easy as we step back into a warrior one, keeping it a very easy warrior one. Not too back. I don't want to take a deep, deep lunge. The thing about lunges, arms up first, the thing about lunges is that it puts a lot of pressure onto the pelvis, and your body doesn't need that right now. So you don't want to go super deep, push your hips forward. We're just trying to open up the hip here. So step out wide. Take one more breath. Beautiful. And then we're opening up to Warrior 2. So Warrior 2 is awesome because it's a great hip opener. It shines our belly out. We don't have to worry about making too many modifications here. Just remember to keep the shoulders relaxed, arms at even planes. Good. Flip the palm, inhale to reverse. And then exhale, gently resting the elbow onto the thigh as we reach up to the ceiling. And maybe a little bit over to help stretch the low back. 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself up. Pivoting back to Warrior 1. And then easy stepping your feet together. Fantastic work. Okay, shake it out. Deep inhale. Give me a big exhale just like that sound, all right? Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead for the other side. Standing on our left leg. Well, first let's pick the knee up and then place it wherever the foot feels comfortable. Of course, we could always use a kickstand if we need to. We should do this. We should put our hands on our belly. That's why I put the pillow there for a reason. I was like, there was a reason I put this, my little miracle in my shirt for a reason. Good. Then safely stepping back to Warrior 1. Again, we want a wide stance and we want a short stance. So, contrary to how I usually have everybody back here, no, 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 no. We got 3, 2, and Warrior 2. So gazing forward, relaxing the shoulders, building again that connection and transmitting the strength that you're developing right now right into that little fetus. Let's reverse. And then side angle. Good. Reach up and over. Beautiful. 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. Awesome. We're coming back up. We're going to pivot back to Warrior 1. And step the feet together. Relax. Awesome. Big inhale, reach high. Exhale, cactus. Reach up again. And the modified chair, we're actually going to rest the elbows onto the thighs here right now. Just to help strengthen up our quads and the muscle groups around our hips. 3, 2, awesome. And then hands to our heart or to our belly. Beautiful. Working on the balance again. You could actually opt to take a warrior 3 as we transition. We're moving back into warrior 1 very softly. And if you're not there yet, you are now. Beautiful. Left elbow crosses over the right. We're doing an eagle stretch here to open up our shoulders and our back. Beautiful. Then you're going to reach up to the ceiling and open up to warrior 2. Everybody grab a block. Straighten the front leg, reverse it, and then exhale, triangle pose. So extend yourself over that imaginary railing as much as you can first, and then hand down, left hand up. So again, another great hip opener, hamstring stretch, but also great for the back too. And this is where something where if you're about to pop but you don't want to stop your yoga practice, I'm just turning around, stay exactly where you're at. But that's why you want that empty wall, because the empty wall will also help support you a little bit, just in case you feel like you're putting in extra work. You are carrying like an extra 8 or 9 pounds right now, maybe 7. Good. We're here for a couple more breaths. Option to go to half moon if that's something you want to work on. It is okay to do. It is okay to practice. Otherwise, you're back into warrior 2 and then step the feet together. Relax. Good. Take a moment here. Another deep breath. Maybe close the eyes. Beautiful. Okay. Then again, same thing, moving with the right leg back. Option to do that warrior 3 if you want to work on balance. And warrior 1. Good. Make sure the block is out of your hands just so you could do that eagle cross. We're going right over left elbow now. Good. Release it. Warrior 2. Make sure you have that block handy and accessible. Let's reverse with a straight leg. And then triangle pose, extend out. Do, 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 do. Bop. Good. And remember, you could look up, down, wherever you feel most comfortable, but take 4 breaths here, and then if you want to go half moon, you could go half moon, all right? Just slow down the thoughts. Commend yourself for all the little accomplishments. Good. 3, 2. Fantastic. All right, you're back into warrior 2, stepping the feet together. Great work, friends. Okay, now we're going into a wall downward dog. So our empty wall is coming handy again. I want you to place the hands up against it. Keep your arms straight as you step away. Drop the head between the arms. You got another fantastic upper back stretch here. 3, 2. Excellent work. All right, friends, let's go down into a full yoga squat. Now, if this full squat is, again, something your thighs do not need right now, feel free to use that wall. You can rest the hands on top, but I do want you to just strengthen up again the muscles around the pelvic region. Now, I will ask you to come off of the wall at some point, so I just want you to be mindful for that. Maybe you're sitting on a couple of blocks. That's also a great option. You could stack the blocks however you'd like to. Just make sure it's safe. You're not going to fall back. And we're going to enjoy this squat here for about 30 more seconds. All my arm balance people, I know how badly you want to do a crow pose right now, but I'm going to ask you not to. You want to avoid too many ab exercises, too much core compression. And one of the reasons that is it because it could actually weaken the abdominal wall Remember, you're sharing that with another person right now, and that could lead to things like splitting the abs, diastasis recti. Um, or just some hernias. So you want to make sure that you are being very mindful and not compressing in that ab area. And crow takes a lot of compression because remember, it's a lot of core. So no crows until you get that baby out of you. Fantastic. Let's go ahead, bring it down to the ground. And we'll do a quick modified child's pose. So you could do that puppy pose like I showed you before. If you want to use the bolster, you could stretch your arms out across that and your forehead too. Beautiful. And then bringing it up, tabletop position. We're going to step the right foot between the hands. Well, not between the hands, but we're going to step the right foot up. Now, again, depending on how your belly is I'm sorry, in proportion to how your belly is with your body. You could either step the foot out first and then bring it around, which would obviously make sense. Or again, if you have the room, you could swing it forward. But either way, we're going into a low lunge here. We're going to keep our hands down just for a bit. And it's nice to leave this opening here for the baby to kind of just hang from. We're here for 5, 4. Awesome. And then if you want to take it up, we're going to throw the hands onto the thigh. We'll take about 5 more deep breaths here. And again, we don't want to jam the pelvis forward. We want to keep everything just simple as it is. 3, 2. Awesome. You have the option for a vinyasa if you want to take one. Cobra to the down dog. Remember not to go all the way down. And then we're going to bring that left leg up. So again, you could walk it out or swing it forward. We got about 6 deep breaths here. And I know it seems almost, like, yeah, we should be stretching the hips a lot more. We should be stretching the hip flexors, like the pelvis, all that stuff. If this is your second in pregnancy, or if you've been doing this, you're already familiar with the game. Go ahead, bring the hands up onto the thigh. About 5 breaths here. But for all of those new first-time mamas, your body, this is how amazing your body is. It knows you're pregnant. It is going through all these different changes, but it is also preparing you too. When you are ready on that day to give life to this being, your body is going to release hormones that help your hips stretch beyond belief. So your body is going to know exactly what to do when it comes time for this. What we're trying to focus on is the pre and the post to help your body stay strong after you do this, right? And of course to give you a strong pregnancy. Option for a vinyasa. I got a 1 pound pillow and I'm straining over here. Awesome. And then from our down dog, we're going to take it easy and we're going to take a seat. Fantastic. Whew. Awesome. So going into a wide angle, let's first start with the right foot in and the left leg out. You do have the option with your bolster to sit on that because, again, that'll help create space so that you're not compressing into your little boy or girl. Right foot in, left leg out. Option to use that strap or dog leash as well too, just in case it's a little inaccessible right now. When you're here, you're reaching up and over. Sweet. And then to the other side. Beautiful. We're going to come out with the legs wide as can be, and I want you to grab your two blocks. So if you're not sitting on your bolster, it might be a good idea to do so, but no pressure. You'll obviously feel it out in your own body. So we want to hinge forward, but not too deep, just enough that we could rest our head onto those blocks stacked up, and then gently melt ourselves lower and lower to the floor. So again, we're obviously not going to put the belly on the floor, but the idea here is to just let the mind relax. Once the mind's relaxed, the central nervous system doesn't have to be in such a flight or fight mode. The muscles don't have to tense up. They don't have to have limits. And that's really what we're trying to teach our muscles right now is just relax. There's no threatening situation here right now. Three more deep breaths. Gently bringing yourself up. Move the blocks. Let's do a butterfly. Feet together, knees apart. You're welcome to put those blocks right underneath your knees in case you want a little extra support there. And while we're in this moment of stillness, I want you to think about something. Don't overthink it. Make it very, very simple, but think about one thing that you are proud of yourself for handling in this pregnancy. If you're having trouble thinking of something, allow me to help. You are currently watching this yoga video. You are currently trying to move your body through all the challenges, and that is something you should be extremely proud of. I know when you share with your little one that during the pregnancy you kept your body moving, that's going to be such an inspiration for them. So please really own this pride. You deserve this. Let's go ahead, bring those blocks away. We're now going to remove the bolster. Whew, child. And then we're going to do a fire log stretch. So this one is hard for me, but you're basically stacking foot onto opposite knee, and you're trying to stack the shins on top. Obviously, you could see why it's called fire log pose. But this is something that I prefer a little bit more than a figure four. If you're early in your pregnancy, you could do like a hip up, but don't pull that hip in. Again, we want to be nice to our pelvis. I actually think you have to be a little bit nicer here and just stick with a fire log. I'm going to suggest that. Um, if you want to go, lotus, you could do that too, but keep it simple. Feel the outer hip opening up. Remember, you could scooch further away to make it a little more challenging. Oh my gosh. My hips do not like this one, guys. 4, 3, 2. Awesome. Let's go ahead, switch. So you can see how dramatically different my left is compared to my right. It's just a matter of tightness. Should probably focus on that side more. At this time, I do want to thank the teachers over at Yoga International. Um, I was able to do a helping students through pregnancy workshop with them, and that's where I learned pretty much, a lot of this stuff. Also, in my route to, you know, my PhD with physical therapy. But I do want to thank them for being such great educators. having such resourceful information. If you guys ever have a chance, check out yogainternational.com. They have some great stuff over there. And this is not an endorsement for them. They're not paying me. They're not giving me a discount or anything. Um, y'all know me. Go ahead, stretch the legs out. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but we're gonna stretch out the legs one more time, and we're just gonna stay here for a second. But yeah, like I was saying, y'all know me. I'm not the type to be like, oh yeah, free this or free that. That's not my style. I really just enjoy putting these YouTube videos out here, these videos up because I really just want to help you guys. And I'll never endorse anybody who I don't feel like has really, helped me in my education and my journey. So I just want you to know that there's no fine print. I'm not going to ask you to get a Yoga International membership after this or anything like that. Okay? Cool. Set your bolster up behind you. We're going to make sure that it's at the base of our tailbone there. And this will be our modified fish pose. So just slowly bringing ourselves down. And actually, what would be more preferred is if you had more of an incline here. So take one of the blocks also on your bolster. And as you go down, just make sure that you have some support. Maybe place it onto the head, underneath the head. And feet are going to extend out, and we're going to stay like this for about 5 breaths. Gently bring the feet together for butterfly. And maybe you rest your hands onto your belly again, just finding that connection with your son or your daughter. And just understanding that you are about to be met with the greatest lesson of unconditional love. One of the most important things to remember about being a parent is that it's not about one of the most important things to remember as a parent is that it's not about one of the most important things to remember about being a parent is that it's just about thinking about is that it's just about one of the most important things to remember as a parent is that it's really just about being there. There's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's no perfect how-to guide. But as long as you do the best you can every day and learn every day, you're going to be the perfect mother. Easy as we extend the legs out. We're going to gently roll over onto our left side into our final Shavasana. If you feel like you need to sit up for that, go ahead for it. And for our Shavasana, I'd like to use the block as a pillow and the bolster between our legs. And I want us to intentionally lie on the left side, so make sure that you are there. Okay. Just take a moment to enjoy this piece. Beautiful inhales, beautiful exhales. The reason we want to stay on our left side is just because there's a lot going on in the right. Lying down on that side could just be a little compressive and lead to some complications, so I prefer the left side for a little more opening, a little bit more fluid, blood flow. Just feel the blood flowing from your heart into your son or your daughters, literally giving them life right now. Let's take 7 more deep breaths. And then gently start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You're going to press yourself up to take a seat. And sitting in any comfortable position you'd like. Keep the eyes closed. And just say one more nice thing to yourself, one thing that you could be proud about. Hands onto our belly, saying thank you to our little guy or girl for helping us through this practice and what will be hopefully the greatest gift in your lives. Friends, thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Appreciate yourselves and love yourselves. Peace and blessings. Mis amigas, I hope you have an amazing rest of your pregnancy. I can't wait for your little ones to come out and then hopefully do some mommy and me yoga. But best of luck to you with your pregnancies. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them below. Let me know. And I hope to see you for the next one. Till then, take care.